Welcome to TechBrothersIT. In this video, we are going to learn about Microsoft Fabric Warehouse. We'll be creating table, modifying table, and also doing some management such as drop in the column, add in the column, updating the value in a column, and also changing the data type of that column in this demo. So as I have pasted the query here, so let me take the workspaces here, and this is sales workspace. And here if you go to the warehouse, I have this warehouse tech DWH, and then once I open that one, I'm gonna see the warehouse here, and then I'm gonna see the schemas, and under schemas we have different schemas right here. Now I can go to the right here and say new SQL query. It's gonna open a new query. This works great, but I felt like this is for the zoom in and zoom out and all that. It's not really easy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use SQL Server Management Studio. So we will go to the workspace here, and in the workspace you can click right there on three dots and then say open in SSMS right here. So once you do that, it's going to give you the server name and the database name. So copy this, open SSMS here, and then you will connect. So here you will be going to the connect and then a database engine, and here you will be providing that connection right here. Then you will provide your username and authentication method, and then the warehouse name. Finally you will click on connect, and it's going to show you your warehouse. Here is my warehouse called the tech data warehouse, and now I'm going to go ahead and new query, and then what we will do, we'll copy that code and paste it here. I'm going to close this and go to the warehouse here and just copy this whole code because it's easy to demonstrate here, and I can zoom in and zoom out and all that. So here is the query that we are going to walk it through, and we will experiment different things. First of all, we will be creating a table. We say create table, then we will provide schema and then table name. We have a small parenthesis here, and here are the list of the columns. So you see right here we have employee ID, then you have first name, last name, and department. Employee ID column is integer, so we'll be saving integer type data into this column such as 1 2 3 and keep going with the numbers. First name, last name, and department, that's our variable characters, and the maximum length for them is 50. So let's go ahead and select this and execute, and now it's going to create our table. Now if I will copy this table name with schema and say select asterisk, that means I want to select everything from this table, and I'm going to execute this query. It is going to return me the outcome whatever the records this table has. As of now there are no records, so it's going to just show us the list of the columns, and here we can see that we have employee ID, first name, last name, and department. The next part, what we would like to do, we would like to insert some data. So here is the way you can insert some data. There are many ways that you can insert, and I have a separate video on it, so watch it. So we'll say insert into, and then a table name, and then we'll provide the list of the columns in which we would like to insert the data. So here is my employee ID, here is my first name, here is my last name, and here is my department. With the numbers, you don't have to put single quotes around it. With the anything string or date, you will be putting a single quotes around it. So here we execute this query, and it is going to add 3 records in this table. Now to view all the records from this table, we say select asterisk, mean we want to see all the columns from this table, and we want to see all the rows as well. So here is the 3 records with the different columns such as employee ID, first name, last name, and department. If I want to specify the column, I can always go from here and say employee ID, first name, and those kind of things. I can choose the way I want to see my data. So if you run this one, now it's going to show you 2 columns and 3 rows. Now let's go to the next step, and here what we would like to do, we would like to add a new column. In that case, we will be altering a table, and you will say alter table, and then table name DBO employee, and then say add, and then provide a new column name. You don't have to say add column, it already understand once you do this syntax. You say add, and then you will say the column name and then the type of that column. So we would like to have a new column called hire date added to the employee, and that should be the type of date. Now that's done, and now what we are going to do, if you remember, let me select the data. Once you add a new column, there is no data in that column. So you see right there, these are the 3 records already there, and then we added a new column, and though that column has a null values because we just added the column and no value is there. Okay, so we can update the values. Let's say for to update the values, we say update command will be used, and then you will use the table name, and then you'll say set and then the new column name that you would like to update, and here is the value I want to update, and I would like to where department is equal to IT. So update the value in higher date only for this column. So sorry, only for this row where department is equal to IT. So once I execute this, it's going to update one record because there is only one department that has IT in that. So let's run this again, and you can see that the here is the record that is updated that we had filter for where department was IT. Same way we can go ahead and say where department is equal to HR. So this will make update to the this record, and that's gonna be just fine. Let me run that, and now that's done, and we can take a look on that record, and then finally we will be updating the last record that we have for department finance. I can also use the employee ID to update such as here I'm using department, right? So I can simply say it here employee where employee ID is equal to 3. So it is just filtering the records according to the criteria we are providing it here. Okay, our all the records in our high data are updated now, and that's done. Now what we are gonna do, we are gonna view the updated record. We already have seen that, and say if you want to drop an unused column. So in this case, let's say you don't really care about department anymore, and you don't want to have that column. So you will say alter table, table name, and then you say drop column and the name of the column. So I'm going to execute this one, and then once it's done, so that column is the drop. Let's take a look on the data again and execute this, and now you see that the department column has gone. It's not in the table anymore. Now let's go ahead and if we want to change the data type of a column, and think about a scenario where we have a first name, and here in first name I have 4 characters, here I have 4 characters, and then I have 5. Think about a unique scenario where we have a lot more characters and more than 50. They would not fit into this. So in this case, what we are going to do, we are going to say alter table DBO employee, alter column and first name and worker 100. So if I execute, what's going to happen? Okay, so we got the error. It says that specified alter table statement is not supported in this edition of a SQL server. So in SQL Server, we can do these type of things, but here's the thing, this specific warehouse does not allow us to do that. So I'm going to find out another way to handle this situation. So here what I'm doing, I'm creating a new table with the desired schema, and then I call that employee underscore new. And you see right there, I have first name equal to 100. And let's create this table, and the next step will be copy the data from old table to the new table. So if you see right here, this is my old table employee, and if I will select all the data, it's going to show me all those 3 records. Now I am going to use insert into, and that's a new table name and the list of the columns for which I would like to insert the data. So when I run this query together, what's going to happen is going to insert these rows into this table. So 3 rows. I'm going to show you the data in the new table, and let me copy, and then we will just select the data. Now we have data in this both tables. We have data in employee table, and we have data in employee new. And what I would like to do, I would like to drop the old employee. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this old employee table. Then I will be using the sp underscore rename, and then I would like to rename this dbo dot employee underscore new to the employee table. So let's rename that one, and that should get it done. And then finally we can select the data. Now if I go back to this table definition DBO employee, then this first name should be worker 100. So let me go back here and refresh the tables, and then we will take a look. So what we are doing here, this all scenario, creating new table, inserting the data, and then renaming. This is not like you are going to go in production and do it right there, because this could be large size table, and this can take time. So you have to plan it maybe in the after hours and all that. So click on the table, and here say create table, and the definition we are going to see. So our first name should be worker 100 now. So you can see right there. So what I will do, I will put this script in the description, so you can also use it in case you come up with this scenario. And I'm going to write some notes. This is not going to work, okay, in warehouse, in Fabric, okay. And then what is going to work, and that's our alternative solution. So I'm going to put that right there. So I will put this code in description and you can use from there. I thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel and I will see you guys in the next video.